And we're live.
It's me, Mario.
Oh my god.
Sorry, I can't resist.
Hi, everybody.
We're going to talk into random accents today.
How do you feel about that?
Oh, I do not know. We're going to have to figure it out ourselves, Alex. Meanwhile, how about you tell everybody here what you're doing today?
Today, I will be... We're gonna be finishing the 25 Essential Expressions Challenge. We've got the bottom 5 to come to the close with.
Right. Last time we left off on the 25 Expressions Challenge. Oh, whoops. Pretty sure you were.
God, I can't.
You were actually doing real. Well, I'm not saying.
There was a significant improvement from the openers to the closers.
Yes.
So far.
Yes. And when you see like the rest of it right here, like from 13 to 14, you really see an improvement in Alex's drawing, by the way. And you are doing a very excellent job with making these drawings like better and better each time we have a recording session.
Yeah, we like to have the theme of continuous improvement on this show. We just do a little better every time.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like pushing yourself and working out. Just
I'm definitely getting a lot more familiar with digital style drawing.
Oh yes, it's very fun when you start getting better and better at it, because then you add more detail and you think of things that you don't really think you should have thought of when it comes to making like digital art or something like that.
Let's see here. We need draw. There's my pencil.
But anyways, Alex here has only 5 more to go right here. He has 5 more expressions.
We're coming to a close. Today we're going to see if we can't capture a drunken, raging, sarcastic, disgusting, but still slightly ill. But not because they're not ill of themselves. They're ill because they're disgusted at something entirely different.
So we're going to mix the expressions.
One massive super everything character.
So here's the deal. We're going to make a drunk that's full of roid rages after taking some steroids.
Yeah, you could call this a roid raging drunk, and that would cover most of these things. But it would be at the end of the drunkenness.
Right.
Because they would also be getting sick.
And then he also has a sarcastic way of thinking when it comes to talking to people. And then he's also disgusted with himself with how far he's hit rock bottom when he gets drunk. And then he feels nauseous at the end. See?
That captures the whole thing right there.
Exactly.
No, my reference died.
It's kind of. Oh, wait, what?
You remember his name?
Who?
What was the character's name?
What?
The drunken guy from Virtua Fighter.
Oh, Shun-Di.
Shun-Di.
Yeah, okay. So Alex over here is going to try to draw Shun-Di from Virtua Fighter, guys. If you didn't know, Virtua Fighter is a 3D fighting game. And Shun-Di is kind of like Bo Raicho in terms of like Mortal Kombat, where he's kind of the drunken fist style kind of fighter. You usually see those I would say they're kind of tropey, but I mean I think they are. Yeah, they are.
It's definitely a style. Like
the drunken fist style is definitely a style you've seen before. My favorite.
I think it was even mentioned in The Matrix.
I think it was.
What's his face was downloading all of the different fighting types, and one of them was drunk boxing.
Actually, one of my favorite animes that I really watch. It's called Yu Yu Hakusho, and I think did I reference that to you to watch?
Yes, you mentioned it a couple episodes ago.
Yeah,
when we were on our run of like. Favorite Cartoon Network shows.
Yeah, you're right. Now, Yu Yu Hakusho has a... Right. It's funny with Yu Yu Hakusho because
gotta get to
the show has a character. His name is Chu. Like
Shuffle.
It's like his name is CHU. I think that's how you say his name. Either way, he's kind of... he's a demon in the show. Like... because Yu Yu Hakusho is all about like demons and
there we go.
Yusuke hunting the paranormal, which our protagonist is Yusuke. And
see what we got.
The thing is about it is that Yusuke goes against like the main fighter of the team because they're in a tournament style arc in the Dark Tournament. Well, obviously it's called the Dark Tournament, so. And Yusuke and his friends have to fight in a tournament for their lives because if they don't, they will die, and all their other friends will be killed. And the thing is, Yusuke already has like a reputation for the from the paranormal in terms of the demon world because he's already gained a reputation at this point of being kind of like a boogeyman to apparitions. And the thing is that he when they got to the tournament and they're facing the first team. Team Rikuyukai. Yusuke is like when he was traveling to Hanging Neck Island, which is the island that they're fighting on. The thing is that Yusuke at this point is asleep, and he's sleeping with all of these apparitions like trying to kill him. Well, not really trying to, but they want to try and kill him already, like before the tournament. Because they hate him so much. And, that didn't work because his other friends took care of it. But the thing is like when they got to the first, like I said, when they fought Team Rikuyukai, Yusuke was still asleep. So he was like kind of sleeping for 2 days or 3 days or something like that. And he was just flat out just asleep. Mm-hmm. And his friends... Well, one of his friends, Kuwabara, he's a human like Yusuke. And Hiei and Kurama are demons that have been not really reformed, more so like just kind of their friends in a sense. Like Kurama was kind of like the guy that was like a little bit more forgiving and like really grateful to Yusuke for helping him out with his situation. And Hiei is kind of more of a short bad boy. He's kind of like an edgy guy. Not really, I wouldn't say edgy, but I guess he is and kind of isn't at the same time. But I'm not saying he admires Yusuke's strength, but I think at this point he understands he understands Yusuke as kind of like a strong character or a strong opponent and rival. And he wants to get to that level to a point where he can overpass Yusuke. And originally at the time, he was obviously a villain. And he wanted to kill Yusuke. Or actually not really kill him, more like just... He was kind of just a hardened criminal thug in the apparition world. But, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. So anyways...
Just trying to kill him.
Yeah, so Kuwabara, he's the first one to fight. And he fights a kid. His name is Rinku. He's a kid that like uses yo-yos and stuff to kill Kuwabara. And it's funny because Keiko, which is Yusuke's friend and love interest at the same time.
Already been friend zoned.
What? No. She loves him. No, that's a guaranteed. But.
No going back from that.
No. But Keiko has gotten caught up with Yusuke and his investigation as a spirit detective. Because God,
how do you even draw this?
And because of that, like when she noticed like Yusuke and Kuwabara gone, she talks to Botan, and Botan's a spirit fairy. She's kind of Botan's the Grim Reaper in the show.
Ah.
She's not the thing is that it's a difference. She's not like she actually explains it like how she's the Grim Reaper, but she's not like a typical Grim Reaper that you'd see like with obviously a gray robe and a scythe, just kind of that stereotypical thing. Yeah, the show actually references that when Botan talks about it. But either way,
you don't look like a Reaper.
Yeah, exactly. Fear the Reaper.
More cowbell.
Needs more cowbell. So, anyways, Keiko and Kuwabara's sister, Shizuru, they confront Botan because they notice both Yusuke... Well, Keiko noticed that Yusuke is gone, and she doesn't believe Yusuke's mother because she's a drunk. She's a horrible parent. Like she goes out drinking at night, and then
just leaves him on his own.
Yeah, and Shizuru, she notices her baby brother like leave, not really leave, but she knows him just not there, so she wants to look after him. So then Botan's like, oh, I don't really like. She's trying to convince them not to pry into this, but like Keiko and Shizuru were very what do you call it? They were very not persuading, but more like just pleading with her.
Yeah.
And how she really couldn't take that. Really, she couldn't really take the. She couldn't take the pressure of like saying no, because Botan at that point has already made like a bond with Keiko, like just help. Like Botan's helped Keiko out before, like from getting killed, and Shizuru knows about the spirit world along with Kuwabara because they're both psychics. Like Kuwabara doesn't really know about his powers until like he goes to Genkai, which is like the she's a psychic. She's like an old lady.
Mm-hmm.
I keep branching off to the original point I was making, but I want to explain. I want to give some kind of context before.
It's around here somewhere.
I definitely want to give context to people.
It hit the floor a while ago, but I forgot about it.
No, it's fine. No, it's fine. The thing is that like I suggest you guys watch the show to really understand a lot of this. But back to and I'm not going to explain all of it, but like I would like if you guys actually watch the show. But either way, so back to the Dark Tournament.
Please watch the show.
Botan and Keiko and Shizuru get to the Dark Tournament, like at Hanging Neck Island, and they see Kuwabara being hanged, or not hung, but like he's in
that process.
He's being flown like a kite with the yo-yos that Rinku has.
Oh, that's funny.
And like he's high up in the air to a point where if he fell, he would have broken his entire body and died.
Right.
Like he would have splat on the pavement. But the thing is that Keiko's like, where's Yusuke? And then she sees Yusuke and he's fucking sleeping still. And then like Keiko's like, Yusuke, what are you doing? Get your lazy butt up and help him. And all the demons look at her. Look at Keiko, and the reason why the demons are there is because this is kind of more like a demon tournament at Hanging Neck Island,
right? And
humans aren't really allowed, or not really allowed, but more like aren't welcomed.
Yeah,
in Hanging Neck Island.
They're not all friends.
No, not at all. They fucking hate. They really do not like humans. But anyways, so after that whole spiel, Yusuke's still like after that fight, Yusuke's still asleep, and then it's Hiei's turn to fight. Or not Hiei, it's Kurama's turn to fight. He beats his opponent. Yusuke's still asleep. Hiei was going to take on their quote-unquote front man on the team, and he beats him. And then finally the actual not really say leader, but more like just the strongest out of the five characters in the on that team shows up. And then, like, they're all deciding on who should fight. And, like, Kuwabara's like, oh, it's your turn, little guy. Like, the fifth person's the mass fighter. But he doesn't do anything.
Right.
And then it's like, and then Kuwabara's like, oh, I guess I'll just go again. If Urameshi won't wake up. And then he sees the coat not there. And then he finally flips over. And the reason why he woke up is because fucking Chu's a drunk, and then the smell of alcohol reminds him of home. It was just so bad.
Oh, that's silly.
It was so bad because Kurama's like he's the analytical one out of the five, And he's like, all that, and when he was sleeping, all that, and he finally wakes up because of alcohol. The thing is with Chew is like I said, he's a drunk. He's a drunken like Aussie. Well, not really say Aussie, but he kind of he takes that whole Aussie thing, like where he's like
Aussies are persistent drinkers.
Yeah, he's like, thanks a lot, Sheila, and he has that accent, and I was like, oh my god, he sounds so weird. I'm not saying Aussies are weird, but like he definitely has that weird.
It's a very forced accent.
Yeah, no. There's another character that actually has another
like a proper Australian accent.
No, not Australian. He speaks like kind of Gaelic.
Oh,
like his name is Jin, and
Jin.
What?
As a drunken person.
Yeah, but Jin's different. Like he's not part of Team Rikuyokai. He's Team Masho, and they're a shinobi. They're a demon shinobi. But anyways, but yeah, like that's my whole spiel about. I guess. I think it was we were talking about drunks. Yeah, we were. We were talking about drunks about it's like in certain media, and I like
theme of this one.
What?
Yeah, that's the theme.
And the thing is that with Chu is like when he was fighting Yusuke, is like instead of like he does Suiken. Like I said, Suiken is kind of I think the pronunciation of drunken fighting. Suiken.
Yeah.
But the thing is that obviously it's different because instead of like having with Chu, like when he drinks alcohol, it actually unlocks his demon energy when he drinks it.
Oh.
So like when he drinks it, like he starts to when he was fighting Yusuke, he uses the not really the drunkenness, but more like just the way he feels when he's drunk. Like he uses it as like as a dodging, and like his spirit, like I said, his demon energy kind of comes out with it. So when like Yusuke tried to take a hit on him, Chu was just everybody was just kind of doubting him because like he was like, oh, he's a drunk, like he doesn't know what to do, or he doesn't know what he's
just
doing.
Stumbling around here.
Yeah, exactly. Like this pathetic drunk is. And the funny thing was, Chu heard the person that said it. He went up to the stands and he went to go like threaten him.
Right.
And then he stole some booze. He stole some booze from somebody. He's like, and the guy's like, "Hey, that's my drink." And then Yusuke wanted to get serious with him because he wanted to fight him instead of just babysit a drunk. And then Chu was like started to get serious. And then like Yusuke, like I said, proceeds to try to hit him, but like I'm not saying he's dancing all over the place, but he is so fast, like he's kind of like fading in and out.
Yeah, it's not. It's just real loose.
It's this drunken stumbling that's like along with the demon energy that he has, like that is just making him faster and like having Yusuke like having a tough time to hit him.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is that like when Chu decided to attack him, he kicked him and then he punched him 5 times before he saw anything, and then sent Yusuke back all the way into the stands where all the concrete and stuff like fell up on top of him.
Oh yeah.
So like he wasn't really. I'm not saying he wasn't trying, but he was definitely bringing his game whenever he was fighting Yusuke.
Right.
And the thing is, what was cool is that like with any kind, alcohol, like I said, Kurama said it best in the show. He was like, alcohol doesn't affect him in a normal way like other people. Like it's kind of like a catalyst, where it unlocks his true potential. So then, like when he was gonna fight Yusuke at his full potential, he brought out a flask of Ogre or Ogi Killer, which is kind of like one of the strongest ales ever made, and like it'll make you flat out like drunk.
Yeah.
Like with just a couple sips
out of the gate.
Yeah, and the thing is that when he drinks it. At first, like he's getting all this energy from it, but then, like when he finally powers up, he goes over the edge and pukes a bit. But the thing is that when he powered up, like his skin turns a little bit darker, and his hair turns from a mohawk, from the mohawk blue, kind of like to a darker indigo.
Right.
And then he didn't really care about defense at that point. Neither did Yusuke, so they decided to just slug it out. And
so who could stand the longest?
Yeah, kind of like punch the shit out of each other. And then he had like a kind of an energy attack that he used with the alcohol, and threw it at Yusuke. And Yusuke used his spirit gun, where he just shot out like his spirit energy with his finger.
Right.
So then after like that whole bout, they both spend their energy and they can't fight. they're so fucking
they're just
tired.
Out of it, man.
They're so tired that they can't shoot another energy bolt, or like Yusuke can't shoot another spirit gun shot, and Chu can't throw another ball. So then they proceed to duke it out in a knife edge death match.
Oh my god!
No, they don't use knives. Actually, the thing about it was, they put their heels right next to the knife. Like right behind, like they put their heels like right next to it. And then the whole deal about it is that whoever wins, whoever gets pushed back and like loses and falls, they have their life taken from them.
Oh, jeez.
So it's like I said, it's a knife edge death match. It matters.
You're standing really, really close to each other out of the gate.
Yeah, and your heel and like the back of your foot is, like, depending on how far you get punched to,
you can't fall further than...
You can't fall forward and you can't fall backwards, because if you fall backwards, you lose. But like if you get punched into it and your heel's digging into the knife.
Oh, and that just hurts too.
Yeah, well, you have to take it because you're also punching each other.
Yeah, because if you quit, then
yeah.
That's its own thing.
So they beat the shit out of each other for a few minutes, and then finally the winners decided in the match. And that fight, it wasn't like, it was emotional in a sense, but it wasn't as emotional as like later on in the show, where it definitely does get emotional. Like there I can name a couple parts where the show, like I said, Yu Yu Hakusho has such good music, and I actually kind of wanted to peel off into this and talk about it.
This has been the secret attempt.
What?
To sneak your way into the real topic.
Yeah. I wanted to talk about this because
now that I've got you hooked,
now that I have your attention,
time to reveal my true
You've
form.
activated my trap card.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's another show that I'd love to talk about, but I'm not going to yet. So yeah, like I said, the real thing that I wanted to talk about actually was music, and more specifically, like anime and video game music. I mean, we've all been there to a point where we like listening to like certain musics, and like we've gotten so accustomed to it to a point where we all have our likes and dislikes, obviously. And then also we have like certain niches that we have from other series, or like certain video games or anime that we like listening to, that sometimes we get hooked onto it.
Right.
And the thing about it is like not really talking, but more like just thinking about music in terms of video game music is really tough for me because of how much of a thin line that I have with like liking something and then like just totally not really just digging it. I guess what it has to do with it has to do with like certain tones and like musical tones and like shifts that I hear from the game. Yeah,
there's parts of the musicality that is what you're really drawn to.
Yes, and the thing is that when we do listen to music in general, really, it sticks with us as we grow as a person. Not really as a person, but like as you continue aging, I feel like the more you listen to it, the more in tune you're really in tune with that kind of music, and you just want to listen to it over and over again. I mean, because every time, like when I was a kid and I played Ocarina of Time, everybody and their mother always loved Gerudo Valley. Like in terms of that song was always really interesting.
Right.
Along with like the Lost Woods and like just Nintendo with Ocarina of Time did a really good job with music. Like I thought it's really memorable. It's very catchy to me and a lot of other people, and it has just this sentimental value other than just nostalgia that really shows how good it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't mean to say that other games from other genres, not other genres, but like the other Zelda games don't have good soundtracks. They all have like really decent soundtracks. I just really like Ocarina of Time a lot. And
it's just it's a classic.
Yeah. And the thing is that like, it's Ocarina of Time, and then I love Twilight Princess music. Like, its music is so... Sometimes it can be very just soothing. Other times it could be very, like, dramatic. Like with Midna's Lament. Midna's Lament. It's so dramatic when you listen to it for the first time. And, like, it shows a desperate situation when you play the game.
Yeah.
And... but... I think the one thing that definitely improved compared to Ocarina of Time, this was Ocarina of Time's kind of big. I'm not saying big issue, but just it was kind of bland in terms of battle music. Because like when you heard the battle music, like it was just and it was kind of it was kind of lame.
It's very standard.
Yeah. And then you had the mini boss music, which was the same for every mini boss. But I mean, some of the bosses in the game, there were only two bosses that had different music. It was the Fire Temple boss and the Dodongo Cavern boss. They were the only two. Well, I wouldn't say only two, but they're like out of the regular bosses, they were the only two that had different music. Mm-hmm. Everybody else had the same theme. Except for obviously them and Ganon and Ganondorf. But I think Twilight Princess really does have good music for each boss in the game. Like, and the thing is that like it's the reason why it's so memorable to me is because just of how like I said, dramatic it can be. Like using different instruments and different kinds of sounds can really drag you into the game and like immerse you.
Yeah, it had a lot of variety to it.
Yeah. Same thing actually goes for Star Fox 64. Like I think I always name off a lot of Nintendo games or Nintendo 64 games for the sound. And like I said, I think it's because I was as a kid I was so in tune with the music that I couldn't really help myself like listen to it. Another actual game that's not Nintendo based that has some really, really good music is definitely the Sonic series. Yeah, I know. Sometimes the Sonic series gets a bad rap in terms of like certain games, but that doesn't mean that they don't.
I've definitely appreciated the original Sonic music.
Oh no! I understand. Like the Genesis
Green Hill Zone 1 is super familiar.
That's always iconic to everybody. Like I don't think that will ever not be iconic. Like Green Hill Zone is always really good. Chemical Plant's another good one from Sonic 2. Angel Island, that's a good one from Sonic 3. Sonic CD, there are certain regular 2D Sonic games that I haven't really played. And I think it's most of the originals. I'm like I said, I've only played one. I've only played the first one. I sucked at that game. But the other ones I haven't really played that much at all. And it's not... Oh, and by the way, I need to take focus off that and say, that looks really good.
Yeah, it's coming along all right.
I mean, hey, like he's feeling the drunk energy right now.
It definitely took a bit to get the pose down, but
yeah, His pose looks really funny though.
If anyone was interested in kind of that breakdown process, basically it's line of action. So I'm looking at this reference, and basically what the line of action is just what is the, if you could take the movement of the whole posture and put it into one line, what is it? And basically I had the line of action is something like this, from the top of the head to the bottom of the foot,
right,
as his pose, and then the next thing was just kind of just kind of pick a shoulder line, and then just triangles for arms coming off.
Yeah,
on where to go, and then the hips. Because this is kind of a bulky guy, even though he's tilted back, it's difficult to show. But if I kind of take the flour sack method, and I have one part of the torso is bulging and one part's crimping, and on his tilt back, and then you pick a bottom of the hip, and then you say what are the legs doing? Well, the left leg's kind of going down to a little shoe area, and then the right leg is coming
going forward
this way, and then this is just kind of a basic pose, and you can see on the playback that it's just once you have this figure down, you just kind of go back and redraw over it.
Right. I really
add more detail each time.
I really appreciate like how I when you made that reference to that line, I really appreciate how I can see it now, because I can see it from his shoulder to his leg, and then like to his other leg down to the bottom as it arches or as it goes.
Yeah, if you went back, you could definitely see how the line of action fits right into his pose.
It looks really nice though. Like I love the.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the person. It was a YouTuber, and basically she did she did sketching for animation.
Okay.
And so as opposed to doing more like realism or more photographic style.
Yeah.
But how to sketch people in motion, and the idea is that you would use these techniques to eventually build a whole animation out of it.
Yeah.
This is one of the ways that you can kind of visualize movement while you're drawing.
Right. And the thing is that like when I see animation like this, or not really like this, I feel like this would be like the start before like, him trying to walk off somewhere or just.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The next move from this, you could see, because he's kind of just teetered on that foot. It could be falling to the ground, and it could be walking away.
Yeah. He could stumble. He could fall down.
You got a lot of options out of this pose for sure. One thing that is different for me is that he's wearing very baggy clothes, which makes the posing interesting, because I draw it and then I go, boy, that looks like a fat leg.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, his clothes are really poofy,
really baggy ass parachute pants. The thing is, I guess, like when trying to differentiate between like, just having like giant leg size and like having like baggy clothes is just having to deal with like different detail textures.
Mm-hmm.
Because like sometimes, like if you don't detail it enough, people will not understand like, oh, this is from like, why is this leg so huge? And then you tell them about like, oh, well, I have pants on them, and then they're like, where? So the thing is, like, the worst thing about it is that you need to put some kind of, like, I wouldn't say scratch detail, but, like, have it make it look like it's, like, really puffy if you're wearing pants.
Yeah.
Compared to, like, just using a normal leg,
Yeah. Yeah, and there's, like, one of the things I guess you would draw on if these pants were tighter was you would see very, like, very sharp crease marks or folds where he's bending, like definitely around the waist.
Right.
You would see the clothing kind of fold inwards.
It would kind of crinkle or something.
It'd be crumping around.
Yeah, I could see that.
Edges where you had little crease and things like that.
Right.
And that's just done with triangles. That was a bad example, but really drawing folding clothing.
That's the gist of
is
it.
Triangles. But this character has it's a thick outfit, and it's also very filled out. So
Right.
you're not going to see.
Well, he's not really fat, I guess.
No, he's not. He's not fat, but there aren't a lot of there's just not a lot of creases on his clothing.
No.
The skirt thing was kind of interesting because it's not a skirt; it's just a long shirt.
I think it has to do with his attire in Virtual Fighter.
Right.
I mean, you got to keep the whole drunken fist master thing going because who's gonna buy you booze if you haven't hit rock bottom yet?
Right.
Either that or the booze gives him strength. Just like vodka Draginski and Punch Out.
Yeah. Yeah, it could definitely be something like that.
Yeah. I'm so sad that they changed that. But you know what? That's fine. I mean, I guess it has to do with it's a kind of a kid's game where you're playing as Little Mac and you're fighting different characters from different countries. And the Russian character is literally named Vodka Draginski.
Not the best stereotype to portray.
Not really. I mean, they changed it in the Wii version. His name is Soda Popinski. Which doesn't make sense to me because if he drank that much soda, he'd be fat.
That would almost be worse.
Yeah, exactly. But my main thing about it is that ooh, sorry. My main thing about it is that usually, when you do play Punch Out, whether it be classic or the Wii version, the music in that game is definitely top tier. In the NES version, it's very classic and stuff. I haven't played the SNES version though, so I wouldn't know. I would definitely love to give it a whirl to play that game. But yeah, back to the whole thing about music. The thing is that different, this could be different strokes for different folks in terms of what kind of video game console music that you kind of like. And I know this is kind of getting into more of a nerdy talk when it comes to video game music, but I definitely...
That's what this show is all about.
Well, of course. I mean, hell, you're making a virtual fighter from a fighting game, a video game fighting game that's in 3D that I'm not saying is old, but more just hasn't really hit that big of a surface since Tekken hit the screen.
It's definitely an older game.
Yeah, and that's the thing about Virtual Fighter and Tekken. Did you know that Tekken wasn't as popular? The first and second games weren't as popular as the Virtual Fighter series yet.
Really?
Yeah, it was only in Tekken 3 where Harada worked on Tekken 3, and he did a really good job with Tekken 3. That was a big turnaround when it came to playing Tekken. Tekken 3 was the turning point, and that's where Virtual Fighter started getting beat in terms of competition and which one's a better 3D fighter. And I mean, what I love about Tekken is that, like I said, the music is kick ass. It's not my favorite, but it's definitely it definitely has its charm.
Very memorable.
Yes. And I guess that's what video game music tries to do. You want to always, if you want a really good game and you want something memorable in your life. Well, I wouldn't say memorable in your life, but let's take it way too far.
If you want to make some serious life memories, go play video games.
I go to my psychiatrist. He's like, "Do you remember a time where you felt the pinnacle of your life?" I'm like, "Yes."
Yes, I do.
And it's like, what is that? I got the highest score in Star Fox 64. I beat all of my friends in Super Smash Bros. Melee on Final Destination.
I have never been happier.
But yeah.
I finished F-Zero.
Oh, oh, that game is great. It's really hard, but its music is top notch. But yeah, like the thing is that, well, like I said, with music, you always want to when you play a game, you're expecting some kind of good like experience or a really good experience in that fact. The music is always going to be one of the top reasons of why you continue playing the game. And I'm not saying that is like, oh, it's the main reason. It's one of the reasons why you like that you stick it out. Because certain games are like, if you have a certain game that's really hard and people don't like, but but still play it because of the music, you have a decent enough game to make someone play it to the point where they get frustrated and continue playing.
Yeah, there's something to that.
Yeah. And the thing is about it is that when you do when you do play it and like you're getting frustrated and all, you do realize that music is always going to be there for you during your hard times when you're playing and you're just getting beat. I mean, because that's definitely how I felt when I played fighting games. Well, certain fighting games, like there's music cues or there are soundtracks that keep me going. I mean, I bet
you like your hype song.
Yeah, I bet you felt that before when you played. I bet you felt that before when you're playing a fighting game or something like that.
Yeah, there's always some moments when you engage in a big boss fight. Something I've been playing recently is Tomb Raider.
Oh, really?
It was the 20.
How's that been?
16 Tomb Raider. I'm enjoying the hell out of it because I was a huge fan of the Uncharted games, and Tomb Raider is very, very similar.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've been enjoying it like crazy. And there's been a couple of these big shootout moments where I just get creamed because I can't aim.
Yeah.
And then that fight music will start up, as soon as you get out of the load screen after you die, just every time. And you're like, all right, here we go. All right, here, like, it's coming. Here we go.
I'm ready for it. But yeah, like, I guess when playing fighting games is kind of like my main trigger when it comes to kind of being upset or disappointed. But when I do hear the music for it, it's always just intense. Sometimes, other times it could be melodical to a point where it builds up a crescendo to a point where it definitely feels epic. And then my favorite culprit, Blaze Blue. Sometimes the fight is so important that they put vocals in it.
Yeah.
They put anime vocals.
Yeah, you know when they're singing.
Yes.
In the background, like the choir's going on. Bloodborne.
Yeah.
Very like the like super intense choir in the background, singing like for every boss fight in Bloodborne.
Yeah.
Very, very, very.
They always want to try
similar.
They always want to try to make it memorable for you for each fight. I mean, because the game is difficult. And they want you to feel, I wouldn't say accomplished, but more so, they want you to feel something when you play the game.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, I'm guessing you're done with the...
Yeah, that's about as far as I can take it.
Hey, that's cool. Hey, I mean, you got it right there.
There you go.
I like it.
Think of a rage character.
Rage.
No, can't really think of one off the top of my head.
I mean, I can only go into anime aspects and pick Bakugo.
Yeah, you can definitely think of rage expressions, but I'm trying to do a little more.
Like, Bakugo would probably be the only one I would say that would be a big rage candidate.
I'm not familiar with that.
He's from My Hero Academia.
Oh, yeah. I'm behind on anime.
Don't worry about it. I'm very mixed with MHA. I like it, and then there are other aspects of it that don't make me like it.
I'm amazed at how popular it's become.
Oh, it's crazy.
It's interesting because I definitely enjoy a lot of anime.
Yeah,
but it always surprises me at which one becomes like the most
which one becomes
popular and
popular,
it just explodes.
mainstream.
And I'm like, wow, like everyone started, like I'd seen My Hero, and then before everyone started talking about it, and I was like, oh, school kids have superpowers.
Yeah, superhero school. Like
we've seen these pretty often now.
Yeah,
it's and there've been some great ones, and I'm sure, and I'm like, I'm sure this one will be good too. And then everyone starts talking about it. I'm like, oh, okay.
It must have been. It must have been that good.
It's like this is the one of all the schools, kids with superpowers. This was the one that took off. All right.
I think it's. I don't know what's. It's not. Do you think it's because of like the whole shonen thing, like that it takes off so much?
Like, what do you mean?
Like with shonen anime, like you see a lot of it, and you see a lot of mainstream shonen, like with Naruto and One Piece and Bleach. Like you see shonen anime like that, and the thing is that like it gets so popular because of how it was written to a point. Because it's like I'm not saying that shonen anime is very cliche, but there are a lot of instances where it's very similar to each other in a sense, but like different atmosphere, different kind of feeling and theme, different progression in terms of character development, but it's similar in certain aspects. A big character roster when it comes to characters, villains. I mean, I think also in MHA's.
All right, I figured out what I want to draw.
In My Hero's case, the villain side of it is taking the storm right now. Like people really do like the villains in the show compared to like. Well, I'm not saying everybody doesn't like the heroes, but I'm saying like a lot of people like the heroes, but then a lot of people like the villains too.
There's something to having a really good villain.
Yes.
Like that adds a ton of value.
Yes.
To a show.
And the thing is that with My Hero, they're actually willing to follow the villains in the story compared to like certain, like when like you see certain shonen, you don't really follow the villain most of the time. You follow the heroes like majority of the time. Yeah,
it's like their daily.
But with My Hero, they actually give kind of an arc to the villains right now, like currently. I know they're doing it. They're doing it for certain fan favorites like Tomura and like Toga, Himiko. I like those two characters, but they're not like my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's because of just how. I don't know. It just has to do with like, has to do with just how they react in a sense. I don't know. Oh, I see where. Also, I know what you're going for.
Okay.
I know it's Squidward,
but there's a very specific version of Squidward. I'm gonna draw. We'll see if you can figure it out. I hope I really need to do it justice though.
I really want to know which one it is.
There is an absolute rage moment of Squidward.
I mean, the one thing I can think of is when SpongeBob and Patrick were neighbors. I think it was like a neighbor thing, and like Squidward was like,
"Yes, I was. You call yourselves good neighbors? You're the worst neighbors ever. You don't deserve to wear those fezes.
You are the worst neighbors ever."
Oh yeah, that's a pretty great one.
That's a good episode.
That's not it, but that is a great one.
But I don't remember which one you're trying to pick.
because I haven't drawn the thing that would be identifiable. It's gonna show up.
I know.
But I want to really set up the face before I throw it in.
I want to see it. I want to see it come to light.
Squidward is not as easy as you think.
No, he's not.
My
He
goodness.
kind of looks weird.
He's a very oblong character.
Yeah.
And a huge nose.
Huge nose. So, yeah. I mean, I really dig, obviously, the main protagonist in My Hero. Like, Izuku's a fine character. Like, but the thing is that, oh god, the nose the nose kind of looks huge. I know he has a huge nose, but now we're getting into real Squidward territory of the nose.
Now it's art.
No, no, it's art. Wasn't there an episode where like Squidward put his nose on it?
That was it. Yeah, SpongeBob had made
the sculpture,
a sculpture and a painting, and Squidward was like, "No, you're doing it all wrong."
No, that is art.
Sticks a giant nose on it.
Nose of Squidward.
Now it's art. Let's see.
But yeah, I do like Izuku. Like he's a good character. He's a good character. The problem I have with him though is that he kind of talks it like sometimes when you look at it in his perspective, because that's who you're following, because he's the main protagonist and like that's how you follow the story. Sometimes he kind of speaks in third person.
What?
I'm not saying he does, but it sounds like he speaks in third person to like.
That's a thing.
No. He doesn't explain him, like he doesn't call himself Izuku in the third person. He just speaks in third person because it sounds like he's narrating to us, like as the audience.
Oh.
So it's kind of weird. I was like, when I see it, and I'm like, wait, huh? Like, are you talking to? And it's even weirder when he's talking to certain other characters in the story,
and he's still narrating.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like he's narrating, and I'm like, Izuku, buddy, like I get you're kind of socially awkward because of your backstory, but at the same time, you kind of look weird speaking in third person to nobody in particular, but you're still speaking to one of your friends. Like I'm gonna need you to decide what you need to do. Because you can't just keep doing this. Oh, I think I know which one you're picking. I think I know which Squidward one you're picking.
Do I draw the? Yeah, I'm pretty much ready for the thing now.
Do it. Do it. Kill him now. Do it. I kind of want to see the one where Squidward is bashing his head into the cash register for the Krabby Patty training video.
Oh, that's a good one too.
It's so good.
Just remember, poop.
Patrick.
All right, is that for here to go?
How would you? Then he just decides to hit his hand on the cash register. But yeah. As for the character Bakugo, people really do not like him because of just how well he was obviously Izuku's bully, and like he bullied him for 10 years and stuff, and like people were like, "Oh, why is this guy even a hero in the first place? Like he's such a dick." And then he comes around. He comes around as a character. Like he starts more, instead of just being a dick to Izuku, he starts to mellow out more. He starts to understand and
grows on you.
Yeah, exactly. I don't particularly really like Bakugo, but I understand him to a point where I think he's a good character sometimes. Other times he can be an asshole, but he like I said, he mellows out later on. And he actually becomes funny, like in his interactions. Like I think he's really funny with. I think he's his interaction with Kirishima is really funny. Like, God, I don't want to get into it, but no, you don't understand, man. It's something about pairings and stuff. In the show.
It's okay.
Yeah, don't worry about it. As for another character, obviously you have Izuku's love interest, Ochako. She's kind of plain. She's starting to grow on me, but at the same time, she's kind of plain.
Plain Jane love.
Yeah, she's kind of your run of the mill like love interest for Izuku. Honestly, like the female characters in the show, like the students, I don't really care for Sue or Asui. She's the frog chick.
Yeah,
I know a lot of people like her, and I understand, but I think her looks kind of freak me out sometimes. It's not even. And look, I'm not trying to be a judge of looks in terms of actual people, but like she just kind of looks weird.
And you got a frog face.
No, she's not a frog per se. She just has like that frog expression. Also, she says "Karo" every time in Japanese whenever she talks.
Right.
Well, in the English, she says "ribbit," but obviously "ribbit" and "Karo."
Man, that's a thing that doesn't translate. When an anime character has like a tag that they put at the end of their sentences,
yes,
it's super. It's
weird.
Always like cuter, endearing, and when it's in Japanese, but when it's dubbed in English, it doesn't
weird.
translate.
No, it does not.
Ever. It never works. It always sounds stupid because it's like this is such a it's a non-English thing, and the word in English doesn't sound cute.
No, but I mean, at least she doesn't. At least she said in English she doesn't say "Karo." Like,
and then even when they do it in an English accent, it sounds bad. It sounds
bad. I mean, like I said, I don't mind her saying "ribbit" because she says it really. Sometimes she says it quietly, and other times she doesn't say it at all. So. It's no harm, no foul. But I mean, she sounds adorable in Japanese when she says "Karo." She says it like Kiro, like kind of like that. Well, no. Anyways, then you have Todoroki. I remember. I know. Oh no! Now I see what you're talking about. I finally understood. I looked over at the drawing and I know.
I was wondering why you hadn't said anything.
Sorry, I was so focused on the whole talking about MHA. The cutie crab. What was it?
The cuddly crab.
The cuddly crab
outfit. And this is Squidward.
Wearing the
they're
outfit.
like, "Oh, Squidward, what do you think of the new outfit?" And he's like, "Rage, fury, irritation, humiliation."
They say you're fine, but you're not fine. You're just really trying to get into it.
Oh my god, I love that meme.
Oh, it's so good. But anyways, but yeah, like Todoroki, he's kind of like Todoroki's kind of a stick in the mud. He's kind of mellow. He's kind of like in the middle of the road in terms of like personality. He also takes things. He's the character that actually takes things a little bit too literally, and he's kind of naive in a sense. So I think it's funny there because like he's so out of touch, and also the funny thing about him is that he's not funny, but like he's also like a rich dude. Like he's a rich kid. His father, Endeavor. He's like the number 2 hero in the show. And he lives like not like a life of luxury, but like he has a lot of money. Like his family has a lot of money. But the thing is, he has like kind of that what?
I'm cracking up at this Squidward.
Yeah, that's true. He looks really silly.
That is some pure.
I love it
right there.
He looks like he looks so dumb with everything.
If you wanted to be anime, you'd do.
Oh yeah, the stress.
There you go.
The stress mark. Yes. So I like those expressions in anime. I think they're funny. They add a lot of. I'm not saying they add a lot, but they add a lot of character to the expressions when you see it on them, like kind of like a sweat drop or something like that.
Yeah, they fit for the face that it goes along with.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, Todoroki. Oh, by the way, what are you going to do for sarcastic? What do you think?
I'm looking. I've got my whole bank of references.
What is your art? What do you sense in the art?
It's going to be an anime face.
Oh, I mean, I'm cool with it.
I'm just kind of.
I'm all, dude, Alex, you know me. I'm all about anime. We've been talking about it for the last like 20, 30 minutes. But yeah.
I'll let you stare at Squidward while I hunt for you.
So we got drunken Squidward.
We come very prepared on these shows.
Yeah, seriously. We're a deck of cards here. We just draw and see what kind of luck of the draw we get. Kind of like Mario Party, except for the fact that we never win.
Golly, we got creamed in Mario Party.
Yeah, we did. Last time we played, guys. I swear to God, when we played Mario Party 6, me and Alex, when we were playing, the AI, we had two AI that were fighting me. Like, the AI kept on constantly dueling me to try to take my stars. And they took my money because of some bullshit, guessing game.
It was beating up on me, and then after Jordan had stolen all of my coins, he then got beat up on.
Yeah, because we were at the last 5 turns, so every time each person landed on the same space, we had a duel. And I had to duel Alex, and I took his money. Did I take all your money? Did you?
You took over half of it.
Yeah, because
there was not much left.
No,
I think I had like 60 something coins built up, and I finished with like 15.
Yeah. So then after I beat him, the AI, one of the AIs, Boo, he got onto both our spaces. Then he dueled me for money, and I was trying to win, obviously I was trying to win. But I was trying, it was a guessing luck-based minigame, and you had to guess which tree was the tallest. And I didn't, and I totally lost that one. I was like, shit, I lost all my money.
Yeah, it was, you had a 1 in 4 chance of getting that.
Yeah.
There was no way.
And then what was worse was, after that turn, after we did those minigames, Wario landed on your space. So he could duel you for 3 coins or something. Yeah, that was what happened. And then I finally got 2 stars. And then the AI was so hellbent on taking my star away. Both Boo and Wario were adamant in trying to take my star away. Damn it. It was so much pressure. And I actually won that game, because they gave me both. Well, they didn't give me their stars. I took it from them because they tried to take it from me. But regardless.
Good times.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know if that was a good time. But yeah, like I said, Todoroki's kind of, back to my hero. Todoroki's kind of middle of the road in terms of character. He has character development, obviously, and he does develop over time. But I'm kind of indifferent with him. He's cool because he has my favorite kind of powers. He has ice powers. I mean, he also has fire too, but his ice is really cool. No pun intended. No, I'm serious.
That's a good one.
Ugh, come on, man. I'm not about the jokes.
Kick.
But anyways, I already talked about Sue. Who else? You got Ida. Ida, he has engines on the back of his calves, so he can run really fast.
Nice.
He's also kind of and Todoroki isn't really that much of a stick in the mud, but Ida is. He's kind of by the book, by the rules kind of guy. He enforces every rule and shit, and I mean, I think he's funny. I think he's funny when he needs to be. Other times he can be irritating, but I do like him. Like I said, Kirishima's the manly dude. Like, he always, like, is all about masculinity and stuff.
Do the one with all the red, white, and blue outfit.
Huh?
Very spangly.
No, he has, like, the spiky red hair.
Okay.
And then he looks like a brick. He looks like a brick.
I'm very unfamiliar with these characters.
No, it's fine. I'm not trying to get you into the show. I'm just saying, like, I'm just giving it a description.
But watch the show.
I mean, if you want.
I probably will eventually.
Yeah, honestly, like, the show gets even better.
It's not like I dislike it. I just haven't.
Like,
I haven't watched it, and not nearly with the fervor that
the first
else
season
seems
is.
to.
The first season's kind of a slog.
It's the same thing with Attack on Titan.
Oh, God.
Everyone loved Attack on Titan. I was like,
I've
not seen this, but I guess it looks good.
I did not really care for Attack on Titan.
Exploded.
No, it's good anime. I'm not saying it's not. I couldn't get into it. I think the whole idea of, like, Titans just eating people is kind of...
A little gross.
Yes. I mean, I've watched Hellsink Ultimate, and that's really gross. Obviously, people just getting fucking shot and murdered there and getting stabbed and stuff and all that stuff. And
I was a fan of the Hellsinger Bridge.
Huh?
I was a fan of Hellsinger Bridge.
Oh, yeah. No, of course. Team 4 Star always does a really good job with abridging stuff. I wouldn't say, like, all the time, but they definitely have, like, some of my favorite parts.
Yeah. If you wanted the prime example of abridging.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a pretty good one.
Obviously, DBZ abridged is, like, what they're known for. But I actually liked the Final Fantasy VII Mission abridged there.
Not seen that one.
Oh, you should. It's actually really cool. And the funny thing is, Justin, or not, the person that plays Cloud in the abridged version is Justin Reiner. And I'm looping back here. Justin Reiner is the English voice actor for Izuku. For My Hero. And I really love that. I was like, yes! Oh my god, that's so cool! And then, like, when I hear like, it's funny because I think I've said this before to someone, and I said, like, I want to see, like, a voice actor flip where they would put they would put Final Fantasy VII Mission abridged on Izuku's face, like, into, like, and when he's talking to people, because, like, in Final Fantasy VII Mission abridged, Cloud is such a whiny bitch. Like, I'm not saying he's a whiny baby all the time, but there are some times where he's bitching, and there are other times he's angry, or he's just
unnecessarily complaining.
Yes, or he's like, or he's just stupid. He acts stupid. And it's something that you really wouldn't see Izuku do, because Izuku's kind of like a nervous kid. Like, he's a nervous teenager. Like, he's kind of, other times he can be comical. And then other times he can be very serious and stuff, because, you know, anime protagonists always does. I'm not saying always does, but definitely most of the time.
I'm not saying always, but always.
Not saying always, but always, you know. Hope I got my point across. But other than that, like, some of the characters don't really get that much character development in terms of, like, just power growth. You know? Because, like, only certain students in the show really show more growth because of how many moments they have.
Yeah, you have to have screen time.
Oh, yes.
Develop.
The problem is that here's the issue with the show. There are certain characters in the show that get a lot. I'm not saying a lot of special treatment, but they get more treatment compared to others. So, like, I can name off most of the characters that do have the development because of like how many moments they have with each other, and then how many times, like, they've talked to each other and, like, interacted in terms of, like, fighting or training or talking.
Yeah.
And then there are other characters that don't get utilized at all because, like I said, it's a big 20. It's a 20-person class for class 1A, plus the teachers and plus like the students. Then you have class 1B, that's 20 students and another teacher, and then you have other teachers. So the thing is that with shonen anime is you always have to.
There's a lot of people.
Yeah, there's always a lot of people in shonen animes. Like that's just a given. My problem with it is that with shonen anime, it's so you have to put. I'm not saying you have to always put character development in other characters, but the show needs to be long enough to give the other characters that aren't as important more shine, or at least some kind of development. Like not like just a minor, but like kind of like major developments in everybody to see how they stack up. And obviously you have to put your main character, I'm not going to say you have to, but you have to give some kind of like power up to the main character to a point to I wouldn't say make him the strongest, because if he was, then it'd be boring.
You gotta identify the main character.
Yeah, you have to give him like
it can't be weak sauce.
No, he can't be. Izuku can't be weak sauce all the fucking time, and I'm glad they don't do that. Like he's not weak. That's what I'm saying. Like he actually has the power. But I do appreciate his interactions with All Might and other characters. I like it. And obviously, like, he had some tension with his bully and all that stuff. And, I think I know who you're making.
Possibly. There's really two characters that it came down to, and I'm more familiar with one than the other.
Who is it?
This is the older one.
Who is it?
Uzaki-chan.
Uzaki-chan, yeah, that's what I thought. I could see it. I could see it because it looks like
I haven't done that.
The bob cut?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It comes right down in front.
I mean, I like it, though. It looks really nice.
It's that.
I think the thing that gave it away was the fang.
The fang in the hand, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other pick would have been Nagatoro, but...
Who was Nagatoro again?
Don't Bully Be Nagatoro.
Oh, yes. That shit. That anime. Oh, that one's actually funny.
I've not...
Watched it?
I've seen clips. I haven't
I have as well.
Sat through the whole thing, but I see enough clips to know the plot,
yeah.
basically.
The poor guy. Getting bullied most of the time. He's just getting his chain yanked all the time. But yeah, like I said, there are characters that have more development than others in MHA, as it should, I guess, because of how it plays out. Because you can't have everybody like as a main character. You can't put so much focus on them. You have to at least give them some kind of character development, though.
Right.
And it's really, I guess it's really hard to juggle that when it comes to.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. When
By the way,
and then you think of it in studio form, it's like, who do you have to sell merch of?
Yeah, that's true.
Who's buying toys of war?
Honestly, in my opinion, I kind of like the characters that are kind of in the background. I don't know. Because they have certain designs that I like. Like with there's one character obviously it's funny how you said they had to sell merch, because there's one character obviously that's invisible. She's invisible except for her hands and her boots.
I've enjoyed the fan art of her.
Toru?
Yeah.
Yeah, Toru Hagakure is unfortunately one of the characters that won't probably get any development. And everybody makes the joke about like, how they only made her because she's probably the easiest person to draw because it's just some boots and some fucking gloves. She's probably the easiest person to animate.
Just hand and feet out in space.
Yeah, just other
occasional clothing items.
Occasional clothing, like hands and feet in terms of boots and gloves. Honestly, my favorite character design in the show is Mina.
Yeah.
Mina's the pink girl.
Ain't nobody Mina.
With the horns. No. And the reason why I like her so much is because she has like this bubbly personality. She also she has a really cool quirk too. She has an acid. And I thought that's really cool. She could it's very versatile in a sense. Like she can slide on it. Like she can make it so corrosive to a point where it'll eat blocks and stuff, or just it depends on like the what's the word of this
viscosity.
Viscosity. Thank you. Is that what I'm talking about?
Viscosity is like how quickly it runs. Does it move really, really slowly like honey, or does it move really fast?
She can make it like that.
Yeah,
like she can make it to a point where like she can slide. Like, is it? I think thick enough to slide on it.
Yeah. The thicker it gets, the more it becomes like a gel.
Yes, and then there are other times where the acid is so strong in a sense that she can melt away like certain things, like stone and like other items.
Nice.
Also, like I said, she has like my favorite design because I think we already talked about this on the show, but I like eyes in terms of like.
I like eyes too.
Yeah, like I like eyes.
I like characters that can see.
Oh, shut up. Not what I meant. I mean in terms of eye color, because out of everybody, she's the only person with dark sclera.
What is that?
Dark pupils and not dark pupils, but it's the dark part of your eye. Not dark part. No, you know how like the white eyeball.
The white is dark and the rest is light.
Yeah, light. Yeah,
I got you.
The iris. Yeah, and I think and also like I said, her personality is funny. That's cool. She's very energetic.
Are you a fan of heterochromia?
Yes.
Nice.
Actually, Todoroki is heterochromia.
A man of culture, I see.
Yes. Also, one of the funny things that she does is she break dances.
Ooh.
She break dances. She's a dancer.
Well, we've discussed before.
Yes. But I think it's funny because, like, I love how that topic comes up, and then I bring up this, and it's full circle.
Oh my God, I can't draw these fingers.
But yeah, I like Hagakure and Mina. So, like, out of the two girls, like, I think they're my favorites.
Nice.
Momo's good too. Momo's Yaoyorozu's cool. Her quirk is probably the coolest because she could create any inorganic object from her fat cells.
That could be very handy.
Yes, actually it is.
That's just an IRL.
She's a copy machine. She's a physical copy machine. And I think she's kind of like I'm not proper princess, but she's like she's very studious. And she's also like her family's really rich. Her family's really rich, and it's just funny because she doesn't try to flaunt how much money she has, but she does.
She accidentally does.
Yeah, and she doesn't mean to be like she's very sweet. She's a very sweet person in the show.
I like that where these characters are like low key super rich, and they'll say things that'll be like normal people would not do that.
Yeah, and the funny thing is that unfortunately, Uraraka or Ochako, she's very. I'm not saying poor, but she's trying to make money for her family in the show and to like get construction.
That's her angle.
Yeah. I'm not saying that's her entire reason of being, well, it's one of the reasons why she's being a hero.
It's her motivator.
Yeah. To help bring the pressure off of her mother and father. But but yeah, like Uraraka is kind of like I want to believe that like in secret, like when Momo accidentally flaunts stuff, like Ochako is just kind of like just. How much money is this? Like, do you see? Like, she's just kind of internally monologuing, like how much money she sees Momo with, like with all the stuff she has, and like I just want to imagine like Ochako is just kind of inside fuming because like Momo would like buy like some kind of food from another country and like have it airmailed over here,
right?
And like all she wants to do is like. Be nice. Like all Momo wants to do is be nice instead of like just trying to flaunt how much money her family has.
Right.
And then so I said Asui, Hagakure, Ochako, Momo, and Ashido. And then you have Kyoka. Jiro. Jiro, she's the punk rock girl. What?
Nothing. I'm just smacking a skate.
I thought, no, for a minute, I thought you were getting angry at the keyboard. Yeah. Spamming. But yeah, Jiro's, she's the punk rock chick. She has like the... What happened?
I probably went forward on my time frame. Okay, so this is a thing. Blender's 2D animation, not static 2D.
Yes.
There's a whole like thing underneath here on doing
honestly
playback and references, and this is the next frame and the next frame and the next frame.
Okay.
And so you would go back and watch,
oh, that's cool.
You draw each frame, on a layer, and then it moves, and you're just
I need to learn how to use Blender most of the time.
Yeah, the deal is you would render you'd render frame by frame in keyframe image.
Honestly, what I would love to do, like if you want actually, I could try coloring some of the drawings that you made on here and then the expressions. Do you think that'd be cool?
Yeah, that would be cool.
I'd definitely like to draw the Suki-chan.
Yeah, we're back on the first frame.
Yeah. Well, anyways, that looks really nice.
I know. Let me save this, and then I can pull up an example of this. And if we turn off the background imagery and go to the beginning.
Right, this is something. Oh my god! Wow.
Yeah, it's not.
Is that you obviously made the animation, right?
Yeah, it's this is rotoscoping, so I'm just tracing over the
animation,
the background animation, and the idea was once this was finished to go back in between, because there's like in between this move and this move, it's like 5 frames, and I want to add the in-between frames to make the animation smoother and have that be kind of like a challenge.
Yeah, that'd be nice. This is guys. This is actually a project that Alex has been working on.
That's like a whole side thing.
Yeah, usually me and him, like we both have I wouldn't say side jobs, but we have side projects that we have whenever we drawing.
These weren't like the first things.
Oh no.
We had ever done. We've been messing around with our respective programs for a while.
Right. I've been using LibSprite most of the time. I definitely want to branch out to Blender to try to do something like that and make some kind of other drawing compared to like just, pixel art. While pixel art is fun, I do definitely enjoy drawing pixel art of other things. And I think with Blender, I think that would be a really good challenge to try like different drawings in terms of different styles. But anyways, so I'm guessing you're done with Isuki?
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay.
I've got this circle that's kind of hanging out.
Is there any
because it's on another frame.
Oh.
What I need to do is delete these.
Yeah.
Because normally you would separate these out by layer on here, and I would be able to close them, but I don't have all that prepared.
No, that's fine.
Right now, so just need to go in and manually delete them.
Yeah, that's fine.
Where is... Let's see. Where's my...
The sarcastic expression is replaced by 3 boulders.
Drawing tools. There we go. Because it'll show the historic frame.
Yeah. There you go.
There we go.
Stop. Go away. What? No.
There we go.
Yay.
There we go.
Hooray. We're back on track.
Now we're back to the correct frame.
Back to our regular scheduled programming.
Yeah, but this is what Blender is actually designed to do. Well, Blender is a 3D modeling program.
Yeah, it's multi-purpose.
Blender is supposed to do this.
Yeah.
This is what Blender is actually designed
Make tofu.
for. Is
Make tofu.
3-dimensional modeling, and then you can rig it and do animation with it.
And that's really cool when you see it.
A new feature of Blender 2.8 originally, I think I'm on 2.8.1 right now, but
right.
is what they call grease pencil, which is the 2D animation format.
Yes.
And that's what we're using right now, is just one frame of that version, but
of a Blender.
Yeah, what you could do here is you could have the face drawn out, and then the head would be its own layer, and then like the eyes and mouth would be its own layer, and then you would go into like object mode, and you could have them close and like you would draw them closed, and then you could interpolate in between and things like. There's a lot of really powerful things that this program can do that we're not showing.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of potential when it comes to Blender.
There's a big lack of skill level here.
Oh, don't worry. No, dude, don't worry about that.
All in good time.
Yeah, like I said, we'll never reach. I'm not saying we'll never reach a pinnacle to a point where we'll say our job here is done as drawers. Like, there's no way when artists like us as professional artists.
Mm-hmm. Yes, quite.
Yes, indeed. Us as artists, we won't feel the point where we need to say that this is all we're good for, in a sense, or this is where we hit a pinnacle. No, that's not how it works. We, as artists, and I'm talking in general, you get better at art to just by looking for examples or like seeing stuff that you try out on your own to make it work. And that's how you create your own style. Like just molding it to a point where someone, like I said, using another style and making it into your own, so you can make your own style. There are obviously people that there's a difference between tracing and like using it out, because like I said, the Skullman that I've been making, while it does look similar, it has a few different looks and in terms of color and other junctures.
Yeah, like the shoulder plating.
Yeah. I wanted to actually do that because I think doing the shoulder plating differently really stands out, because I think like if I just did like a regular shoulder plate with like eyes like that, then I would be like, oh well, that's just kind of basic. That, in my opinion, the person that made the drawing is really good. Like that was a really good drawing. But with mine, I wanted to try to make something different. Like the eyes are different shaped. Obviously, the right shoulder has the skull, like the skull head open, like as a different skull compared to the others with the teeth. And excuse me, sorry guys, sorry my stomach kind of moved, but yeah, like just stuff like that. Of course, there are other parts where I wanted to make similar, like the chest piece I actually really liked, and the neck piece as well. Like I think the neck piece and chest piece are really decent. The facial is kind of similar in a sense, but there are a couple like lines and crevices that look different, that I thought Well, I'm not saying it looked better compared to the drawing, but I thought it worked. It worked in my opinion.
It fits your style.
Yes, it did. And I think on the next drawing as well, that I make on the channel, or not really the next drawing of the person or like object, I want to make it my own style.
Its thumbs are very difficult because you're
I
trying not to make it
look giant,
fat.
Yeah,
but thumbs turned on its side look
fat. Yeah,
but if you see the reference image, then the thumb is not fat at all.
No, it looks really. I guess it looks slender.
So it's very difficult to.
I think that looks okay.
Define one of the things, kind of like putting in a pupil for the eyes, actually tells you what directions they're looking. Putting in the nail for fingers.
Oh yes,
is going to define what that finger actually is. It actually gives you proportion on like how big it is and what direction it's angled at.
Yeah.
One of the lessons learned from this one is change your pen size.
Yes.
When you're drawing this fine.
Yes. One thing that I did, well,
I'm just kind of smearing all.
I haven't really been that tactical when
which is typical of a lefty.
What?
I said I'm smearing all over right now, which is typical of a lefty.
I mean, I'm a lefty as well, so
that's the joke. Is we're both lefties.
I can relate because, like I said, I have not really met a lot of left-handed people.
It's rare.
Yeah, I don't know how much.
It's only like 10% of the population is left-handed.
Really?
It's really small. Yeah.
That is very weird. Well, I feel like isn't 10%. Well, I wouldn't say 10% is a lot, but I'm saying like in terms of the world, like if it's 10%, that'd be pretty big.
Let's do some bad math. What's 10% of 7 billion?
I don't know.
Take out.
Don't worry about it.
Take out 2 zeros, right?
Yeah. There's still a lot of people.
Divide by 10. Take out a zero.
That's still a lot of people.
700,000. No, 7 million people.
7 million.
7 million out of 7 billion.
That's still a lot of people.
Yeah, so let's shrink that further. 700,000 out of 7 million. 7,000 out of 700,000. 700 out of 7,000.
777.
7 out of 70.
7 out of 10.
1 out of 10 is a better one. That really was approached from the wrong direction.
Yeah, it was. Oh gosh,
that was.
I think my brain exploded.
That was some janky math. 1 out of 10 people, allegedly. This is to be Googled later.
My head's gonna explode
in After Effects, but it's not. It's not very many. It's a double recessive gene, isn't it? I think it's a single expression trait.
I think so.
Yeah, I think it's just one double.
But anyways.
One double recessive gives you, and it's weird too because like both of my parents are right-handed.
Double recessive.
But my dad's brother, so my uncle, was left-handed.
I think my parents are right-handed.
So it kind of skipped a generation.
Yeah.
Sort of. But that's a weird. Yeah. So I'm left-handed. My dad's right-handed. My dad's brother is left-handed. But neither of my dad's brother's kids are left-handed. It passed over a line.
Are you gonna add a tongue to Izuki?
This whole thing is the tongue. I need to shade. I don't have the skills to shade. No, I do, but not.
Honestly, just keep it like this.
Just to give it like a lighter tone. No, I need to do the eye detail.
Okay.
But this whole thing is the tongue. Basically, you would shade.
Oh yeah,
like this.
Oh, that looks actually pretty good. That looks really good, Alex.
Can I set like just a lighter tone of gray?
That actually looks really nice. What you should do is put it right there, and then like have like a light shaded gray. Yeah. Kind of like light shading on the mouth.
Even lighter than this.
Kind of light. No, that looks okay.
There's lighter colors. Let's experiment here.
This is what we call big brain.
I have a big brain moment with Blender.
There you go.
should be using the fill button, but it doesn't work like I think it works.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think you're better off using the pencil tool.
Follow that curvature.
Come on.
Do math.
Over the rainbow.
What?
What?
What was Over the Rainbow?
That's a Eurobeat song from Initial D.
Mess it up. Okay, another time.
Another time. That's fine. Don't worry about it.
There we go. Back to original. Just do the eyes and the hair.
Yeah.
And move on. Because this isn't the last one. We're on number 3.
We're on a 3. But this is so good though.
This is the deal though. When you get down to more detail. So it took us, it was an hour to draw 15 or 13.
Now it's an hour to draw 3.
It was 2 hours to draw 7, and now we're on an hour and a half on 3. Just because the
making it more expressive.
The more detail is more time, man. But it winds up looking fun.
Really nice.
Okay, let's keep going.
Do you got any drinks, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'll be right back.
While he's gone, let's make fun of him.
Oh, will you?
Oh my god, this guy. He only draws in blocks.
Hey.
Circle much.
How dare you? I'll have you know that I don't make my own shapes anymore. I'm not a caveman anymore. I've evolved into proto-caveman.
Backpack strip. Yeah.
I'm now proto-man.
Ooh. Not quite. You're Homo erectus, but not quite to Homo sapien.
Exactly.
You're part of that intertwining branch.
By the way,
have you heard that theory?
What?
That like how we didn't speciate, or like what happened to all the other Homo erectus types of walking ape, like 2-legged walking apes?
What?
One of the theories is that instead of speciating, they kept breeding with each other.
Oh god.
And mixing in. And so what Homo sapiens is in theory is like this interwoven braid of what could have been speciated, 2-legged walking apes, but instead went back and kept mixing with each other, and that's one of the theories of why we turned out like this, and there's no other version like of humans. Like why the next closest thing is chimps and apes. Yeah. As opposed to a human in the middle, like a It's a theory. I have to rack my brain around it for a minute just to think about because you think about what are the big four? Like the Neanderthals and things like that. Yeah. Like those groups kept going back and mixing with each other. So interbreeding? Yeah. But so wait. What you're telling me is that we're all incest? No. Okay. It's not. No, because it's not like they interbred to the point where they're related. Well, this is a side tangent. Keep drawing while you do this. Side tangent. You're only as far away from somebody as your 22nd cousin. Oh no! What the fuck? Genetically, that's as far apart as you can go. What? What? But that's for another time. But oh my god! Yeah, no, they weren't. They weren't. What did you cut? What? Yeah, they weren't. It wasn't incesting. It's that their species were still close enough together that they could have viable offspring. Oh my god. But because they kept blending that gene pool so well. Oh, so they're threading the needle. Is that what you're telling me? That it wound up. No. Just that all the best pieces kind of kept making out. That's why you only have one refined version of humans,
Okay.
as opposed to a couple of different ones.
Right. Okay. So you're gonna make the eyes for this one?
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna do up the eyes.
So how would you? Is it like the white part of the eyes, right?
She kind of has a real dark, like, upper part,
Oh.
and it's sharper than how I'm doing it.
Jesus Christ. We've been at this an hour and a half.
Dude, you get lost in these. Man.
Yeah, like we get lost in our conversation.
Well, I don't even know if you finished your whole music topic.
Honestly, like I don't know if I can. Because like
video game music is good.
End of story. That's it. No more. But yeah, like no, I think I did finish it up with how people have like certain likes and dislikes in terms of those of that kind of music, and how when I was growing up, like usually in the N64 era, I really enjoyed that music compared to others. And then as time went on, like I started liking like the sound from the GameCubes or the Wii and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it has to do with like certain, I guess, not certain projects, but certain video games.
Love the DDR music.
Oh no, definitely. And then like mix that video game music with like anime music, and that's how I usually turned out. I turned out well, guys. Oh my god, that looks really good. I keep saying I sound like a broken record.
You're freaking out.
I'm sorry.
Here.
I'm just I haven't seen like you really be like. I'm being honest, guys. I haven't seen Alex be really serious with
I have not
art.
shown him my final form.
Exactly. I'm only seeing like second form Frieza here. I've only been shown second form Frieza. I haven't seen like full power Alex with.
And this is just on the digital art. I can do so much more with with shading on pencil art.
Yeah.
And it.
I know it looks really good, and the stuff that you've sent me or you've actually shown me looks really good.
The whole beginning of this artistic relationship was us DMing each other what we've drawn.
Oh yeah, and the thing is like, it pains me to say it, but anytime I see, and this is something I really shouldn't say, but I'm gonna say it anyways.
Don't say anything you'll regret.
No, not really. The thing I wanted to say was that when I see people's art, like I think I've said this before in a different episode, I get a little bit discouraged when I see people's art.
Oh yeah, you've told me about this.
Yeah, and the thing is that, and the reason why is that I try so hard. I'm not saying like oh I'm trying so hard. No, I like to put a lot of my effort into art. Like with my pixel art, and then when I see someone else like just someone else's piece like just looks so good, I get a little bit discouraged because of just how I'm like, wow, I wish I could get to that level.
Yeah, you always kind of look at that and just go, man, I can't wait until I get there.
Yeah, but for me, I don't want to turn it negative. Like sometimes I get
no, it's inspiring.
Yeah, it does. It does inspire me to get better. I'm just saying, like sometimes, like when I was starting off, actually, it discouraged me, and it kind of like it was like, am I ever going to get to this level? Like just stuff like that, and I don't like being in that place because of just how it makes me feel.
I think your art style is tough to compare against too.
Oh yeah,
because pixel art is a whole nother medium. That's like got its own things.
It's similar and it's different. With this, I love how this looks. Like what you're doing right now.
Yeah.
Like I dig it. not just because it's anime, but it's definitely bringing me. It's definitely bringing me in here.
Sugoi Dekai, I dig it.
Yeah, exactly. Because it looks so realistic. It's just so. I'm not saying pixel. No. Please don't take. Please don't take. Shut up. Don't take this the wrong way. Don't take this the wrong way, everybody. Shit.
Keep going.
All right. I would say it looks so realistic because it's not because that pixel art isn't realistic. It's because it's so like it's. I don't even know.
It's hard to describe.
I don't know how to top what I just said.
It's hard. Yeah, no, it's tough to describe.
Yeah, and the thing is that like when I and it's because I'm such a big anime fan. That's why I love seeing shit like this. It's just so.
Oh yeah, it's always cool when the stuff that you're just like way into.
I'm just when I see this stuff and I'm like,
it's right there in front of you.
I want to touch. I want to touch.
I want to touch it.
I want to reach out and grab it. Like it looks so. I'm like, it's so beautiful. I just don't know. It's something about it. Just seeing someone make anime like characters or anything like that come to life. It really it makes me inspired to try and draw them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's exciting. I get that too when I watch like my favorite either, YouTubers or artists.
Yes.
And it gets really exciting.
The thing is that the reason why I did pixel art, it was because I was like I said, I was using Adobe before. And I was such in a funk because I saw something, I think it was on Blender or something like that, but I saw like a Variasuit version of a character in the Metroid series. And I wanted to draw something like that. But it looked so rough, like when I saw it. And I was, like I said, I was just kind of discouraged about it because it looked really clunky. It was just kind of like, it was whatever.
Like, yeah, it was one that you didn't appreciate. And you were like, I
said I could do better. I already said I could do better.
Oh, yeah.
So then I was just so, like I said, I was still not familiar with Adobe, like using Adobe Photoshop. So then I was like, at the point, I was like, oh, you know what? I'm going to take a break from this. I'm going to take a break from it. I'm not going to touch Adobe anymore right now. I don't have any more, like, I'm not saying interesting thoughts, but, like, just any kind of, like, custom thoughts that I want to make into pictures.
Right.
So then one day I was on the Mega Man X corrupted Discord, by the way. Really cool. No, I'm serious. Those guys are dope.
That's cool.
And I was checking I was just bored. It was kind of checking out my Discord chats, see how they were. And I checked it out, and when I saw something on the art channel. I wanted to post my pictures on Photoshop over there on the art channel, and they said it looks decent. And I was like, okay. So then someone comes out with not really a customized, but like a squared like pixel art of a character from Mega Man and Bass, and it looked so clean. It looked so cool. I was like, oh my god, I was like, how did you do this? How did you make this? And there was like, oh, just use AppSprite or LipSprite. So I looked it up. I downloaded LipSprite, and the first thing I wanted to make was like a Metroid character, and I did. But it looked really rough. But I still think it looked pretty cool, in my opinion. And I also animated it for a bit.
Nice.
Yeah, it was kind of a 3-second to 4-second animation of the character blinking. Of course, like I said, the character looked a little bit rough, so I was like, kind of. I mean, at the time when I was doing it, I was so motivated. I was like, oh my god, this looks. I was like, it was so cool. I wanted to make another one, like, and I made another one. I made Silux, and that's when I started like. When I was making Silux, like constantly doing it, I was starting to learn about other things and like how to use like other colors, like in the color, not coloring wheel, but like just how it would look. Mm-hmm. Excuse me, sorry guys. But yeah, like. Each iteration I made of Silux, it started getting better and better in terms of...
You just saw that improvement.
Yeah, it in terms of coloring, in terms of like detail, just outlining, just everything. And then I made another character. I made Spire. And then I tried to make Weevil. Weevil was kind of rough, but I think he was okay. And then I made Samus. Excuse me. Sorry. Then I was like, okay, I'm not saying I've run out of Metroid characters. There was a couple others I wanted to make, but I was just not comfortable in trying to make them because it was very awkward looking. But now that I think about it now, I could totally make it again. I could try. I could definitely try again. And excuse me, damn.
Tissue?
And I'm good. Make those characters. So I was like, okay, I wanted to try something different. And the thing was at the time when people were, I wasn't trying to look for praise. That's not my thing. I don't like trying to look for praise. I just want people's opinion on how I would draw.
Right.
So I was just saying like, hey, like, how does this look right here? People were actually complimenting me. They were like, wow, this looks really good. Like, I was like, oh, that's cool. Thanks. And I was like, thank you. Like, I'm still working on it, but I still think this looks pretty good. But like, they were saying like, dude, you have a knack for this. And I said like, well, I've only just started with this. And like, I've only started with like these kinds of pictures. Like, I just started using this program. And then they were like, wow, like you're a real natural at this. And I mean, I like compliments, but I don't like
that kind of bothers you a little. You're just like, no, don't say that.
Please. I'm like, please don't do that. Like,
I just started. I'm serious.
Tell
me I'm crap.
I'm not saying I don't want negative like feedback. I mean, I would like criticism, but obviously not harsh where to say like, oh, like this needs to be changed. Oh, this sucks. And like that would kind of like be like, oh, okay.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're just like, say something's wrong with it. You know?
Yeah.
Give me that room for improvement.
Exactly. I'm not always fishing for it, but I definitely want it. So anyways, yeah, that's when I started that, after making so many Metroid characters, I was like, you know what? I'm going to try making something on my own, like make my own original characters. And I did kind of. I kind of made a whole backstory for him too. I won't get into it, but I liked the idea because I actually oh my god.
Oh my god!
By the way, look back at that. That looks really good. So, again, this is number 500, like 517. This is 517th time I said that looks really good, and I'll say it again. It looks really good. But yeah. And at the time, I only when I was starting on it, only been like a couple months when I was doing that pixel art. So it was something that I felt that was really interesting. When people were complimented me on it. And then I felt like when I was making those characters, so like I was just kind of missing something. Some of the art I was just kind of missing something because like the color, like I think what it was I used only like 1 or 2 like 2 to 3 colors like at a time. By the way, is that all for Azuki?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I think that's a good completed version.
Yes, that is really good.
I tried to get that hair shine.
Okay, so where are we at now?
I'm disgusted and ill and nauseous.
Do you want to save that? Or do you want to finish this?
I kind of want to finish it because I want to do something else next time.
I mean, we don't have to do all of it, do we?
No. Well, I want to finish the sheet, yeah.
Yeah, we can. I mean, remember, I'm up next episode. And you have to understand, I'm still on Skullman, dude.
Okay. Well, yeah, we can definitely put off 2 more.
Yeah. Honestly,
It's correct because we've cut the production in half because the first one was this, the second one was this, and now we're down to
here.
This. Yeah. So we're basically cutting it in half every time.
Yeah. No. Oop. All right. So next time, guys, we're gonna have Alex. Like what I want you to do, and I'm not trying to like put pressure on you, but these last 2,
put pressure's on.
They gotta look like, honestly, Josh. I called you Josh. Whoops. Honestly, Alex, I want you to make full on like I wouldn't say JoJo characters, but I want you to make like beautiful looking characters on those last 2.
Yeah, we'll see.
Because Azuki looks good. Squidward looks decent too. And then Shun-Chi, or what was his name? I can't remember.
Oh my god, I can't remember.
I love how we just forgot. It's 2 hours from now.
I've looked up his name twice.
Shundi. We have drug Shundi, angry cuddly crab Squidward, and we got Azuki-chan, which looks really, really good. And your other drawings that were like up at the bottom half right here are nothing to slouch at. Like they were decent too.
We won't forget.
We'll never forget.
You can definitely see the progression though.
Yes.
I do enjoy that.
I love it. It shows how well you can do as time progresses.
Dang it, man. Now you got me all excited for the last 2.
Oh no, don't worry. Dude,
I'll be sitting at home practicing like hell.
I want you to keep that excitement. I want you to bottle it up.
We will hang on to it for the next episode.
Yeah, we will. So, with that, we'll be seeing you guys around. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe with us, man.
Yeah,
in case you want to see any more. And we'll see you guys on the flip side.
The expression sheet that'll never end.
Oh, this will never end. It's just after the last 2, it's just by the way, you missed this part, and there's gonna be like 12 other expressions. Like just a hidden expression sheet.
All right then. All right, we will see you guys next time.
Yeah, we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
See ya.